Hey, you guys, a little food for thought as I prepare my morning. About 2 weeks ago, I was on a phone call with a young lady and we were just playing around and I was teasing about what my love language wasn't. And she responded to me and she said, "Yeah, I know, but your love language is giving." And I immediately said to her, "No, it's not giving. My love language is not giving." And she says, "What is it?" And I didn't answer her, but what really struck me, she said my love language was giving. Well, you guys, we hung up the phone and I immediately went into thought. And I thought about it. I said, this is how she perceived me, as my love language is giving, which was a great conversation because what she didn't realize, she just blessed me with an answer that I had been seeking for a long time. Let me explain. In my late 18, maybe 20, late teens and early 20s, I had four or several friends who were surrounding me, and I was always giving because they were not in a place to, pay for the dinner, or they didn't have a vehicle, or I would pay for the movies. I was pretty much paying everything for the friends that I had around me. Well, in my maybe mid-20s, I realized that I no longer wanted to be the giver whenever I go out and hang out with friends, because I was growing in my own life. So I decided to let the friends go. But when the young lady spoke to me and she said, "Your love language is giving," and I immediately thought about something and I said, "It's not giving." But as I got off the phone with her, I went into deep thought and I started to meditate to speak with the Lord, okay? And this is what he said to me. He said, "It is the language of love," what was happening to me. It was the language of love of what I was doing and have been doing all my life. But over the course of my life, what was happening, at every place that I would go, all the jobs that I would get hired for, those four characteristics that I dealt with during my late teens, they kept showing up. Although I closed the door back in the day, but the four characters continued to show up in my life. I didn't open the door. I just did not want to go into that place again, providing for people who did not have. There was nothing wrong with them. They were just probably in that stage of life. And I had moved on from that stage of life. But it wasn't until the conversation that I had with the young lady about 2 weeks ago. It's almost amazing because every conversation you have with someone, you learn so much about yourself. What I learned, it was a language of love, of giving. And what she did not realize, she blessed me. Now I can seal that door. Now I can abolish that whole four characters that kept following me because I had moved on. And every second of my day, I've always wanted to grow. So I was growing, but the characters kept showing up. Well, this young lady just helped me close that door and seal it. That the characters no longer will taunt me. It would no longer follow me because now I have the end of understanding what was happening. All through my course of my life, I kept wondering why people were walking away from me. But what was happening, they were perceiving me the same way she was perceiving me, a giver. And most often when they say, "What is your love language?" and you see the giver, the respective end is saying, "You have a need. You're desperate for love." That wasn't the case. It was the language of love that I was given. But they never stayed around long enough to find that out. But amazing enough, that was revealed to me. It was the language of love. Because everything that I have needed, I've always went to the Father and took from him. And what was happening is the four characters was taken from me when they should have been going to the Father to receive all the needs that they needed. Like I stated, there was nothing wrong with him. We are all in different stages of life, but this stage in my life, I just ended it because now I have a full understanding and a comprehension of what was happening and had happened all my life, that the giving part is a language of love, not a love language. Now I have to go back in meditation and just make sure what is my love language, because I know the narrative, it states, what is your love language? What is your love language? But how about finding out what it is that you're giving? Because you may be like me thinking it is my love language when it wasn't, because it didn't resonate with me. When the young lady said, your love language is giving, I immediately knew, no, it's not. My love language is not giving. I immediately shut it down because it was a response of, no, it's not. And I said, oh my goodness. So what is this? So what was happening is my love language of giving was people there to receive, which was completely out of order. So I don't know about you, but that was a self-discovery. I don't know about you all, but the Father is my therapist. I go to him about everything. And if I can't, seem to get the answers from him, I will try to talk to someone else. But usually he always seals it with the answers. That small, gentle voice lets me know. And I know it's resonating from him. But you guys, I just wanted to just, share that food for thought. And this is Sonia Buchanan with One Life, One Smile at a Time. You guys have a good day. Bye.